as immigrants, we're a big population, right? As immigrants who are here without documentations, we're pretty big.
Immigrant children keep coming to the United States for different reasons. One of them is a need. Families, some of them, they don't have a choice, and they're forced to come into this country. A lot of them is based on the way they're living in their respective countries. Coming from a third world country myself, I know how it is. I know the needs. So sometimes we aspire to become a successful person in life, financially, family wise. So there's a variety of reasons why they come. A lot of them, they come into this country without no supervision, no adults with them. So they're really impacted by the trajectory that they have to complete just to get into this country.
But more recently this year, many children have begun to cross the border. This is due to the bad economics in their home country, gang violence, the wanting for a better life, the need to work, the need to support and find a way for their families. More than 52,000 unaccompanied children were caught trying to cross the southern U.S. border in the first 5 months of this year. Between 60,000 and to 90,000 such children are expected to have crossed by the end of 2014, and more than 140,000 are expected next year, according to the White House. That's more than double the 24,668 that flowed across last year, and triple the 13,625 children that came in 2012, according to a recent report by the Center for Gender and Refugee Studies and Kids in Need of Defense, an advocacy group for an unaccompanied immigrant children.
I think a big reason why a lot of children are crossing the border is because there's unsafe situations back home, there's poverty, there's violence, and no one's really effectively doing anything about it. Like, governments are trying, but they're being very ineffective. So I think as a president, I would use my influence to make sure that governments are doing, more effective ways to make sure that kids are safe, that, that they don't have to make, people don't make this journey, which is so dangerous and so, it could lead to death. They wouldn't do that if their situation at home was comfortable, or if it was safe. So people do that because it's to those level of extreme, violence and extreme poverty and everything else that's coming together to push them out and come here and they're just striving for a better life. And so if governments were to really prioritize that youth power and, realize how all those young people have so much to contribute and provide them with resources, with jobs, with education, I think they would, they would find that their country is supporting them.
But Americans have very different views on immigration and what to do about it. Some say a wall should be built, that immigrants take Americans' jobs. Immigrants make the society and economy worse. They bring crime and drugs here. In September of 2015, 67% of Republicans said that immigration should be decreased. There is also talk about wanting to ban the birthright of citizenship. Majority of Republicans believe that if they grant legal status to illegal people, they will reward them for doing something illegal. But both parties say that the immigration system is broken and something needs to be done about it.
Well, I think if I was president of the U.S., I think there is a lot of work to be done outside the U.S. and inside the U.S.
I mean, there are people who are good people who actually believe in immigration, but are concerned about rewarding somebody who broke American laws. There are good people who believe in immigration, but are concerned, will new immigrants depress wages, particularly in the low-wage sectors of the economy? Those are legitimate questions, and we have to be just as civil in addressing those questions as we expect people to be when we are talking to them.
So we have younger kids and we have a lot of teenagers. The average age, I believe, is around 15 to 17. That's the average age of kids who are crossing the border.
You try to deal with the situation and see how it can best be alleviated. So I am more concerned at the roots of why this happened, and then obviously we have to deal after they get here. But I don't want to say, right now there's a lull. Obviously there's not as many kids coming over. But I don't want to see this being used as a release on a pressure cooker on somebody say, all right, we start these rumors and we get these coyotes to get these rumors, and you're going to have a rush of kids coming over. I just don't know how you deal with that.
I believe that, we're all immigrants to this country, like Obama has expressed. I think everyone deserves a chance. I think that, just as people, there are people who are here with good intentions, and there are people here with doing bad intentions. We all have a goal, we all have a mission.